All right, we're back. So we're going to continue where we left off last week before my GNOME crashed on me. I debugged why it was crashing, and it seemed like, according to GNOME logs, it was because too many files were open. And I haven't run into that bug in Linux before. I've run into it on other operating systems like OpenBSD. So I looked into it, and it might have been a combination of like Claude and OBS and a few other processes going on that may have just tanked it. So in my Nix configuration, I'll show you how I did it actually. In my Nix configuration, I set these login limits. So in theory, this should basically ensure I don't run into that issue again. And fingers crossed that there's no crash, but if there is, we'll just continue some other day. It's not a big deal. Other than that, I kind of have a slightly more readable Emacs theme as well. We're going to continue with 150% resolution. I think that's a lot easier to read. And we're going to play today another Psychedelic Source Records in Search of Ancient Mysteries. Cool. So we were in a pretty good spot with the body of work last week. I think one thing we need to figure out is you'll see here in frame.c, we say if you have PGDK and G settings, or if you have Windows NT, you have access to this variable called toolkit theme, where we go ahead and we store the desktop toolkit theme, light or dark on most operating systems, Windows and GNOME, basically, right? So the problem is it's not how C preprocessor code works. C preprocessor code, I don't think you can just add a and parentheses and then an or statement, right? So I need to figure out how to do that, and we'll ask Claude, because I'm actually not too familiar with it. Let me double check this still doesn't compile though, because last we checked it didn't compile, but I don't remember if we left off on maybe a good point. So I need to drop into my Nix development environment for Emacs P or GTK. So let it go ahead and start that up. Cool. Now, if I type make, it should fail because we have that C preprocessor code with the if and the and combined, and you can't necessarily do that with parentheses. Look, cool, doesn't work. All right, let me start up another Nix development. Okay, cool. Let's do Claude. Run, make, and fix the broken, what is it called? Broken C preprocessor statement in source frame.c. I am trying to do an or statement between PGDK plus G settings or Windows. Okay, so let's go ahead and let that happen. Oh, you know what? Let's make sure it does make J16 because we got 16 cores. Let me also do that so I don't forget for next time. It runs way slower if you don't do make G16. I think other than that, we were actually looking like we were in a pretty good spot, so maybe we can send this patch sooner than later. Oh, it has to be one line. I didn't know C preprocessor stuff, if I'm reading this correctly, was line break sensitive like that. I'm not too familiar with the C preprocessor. Wow, that was it, huh? Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Okay. It just put it on the same line. Is that really all it was? and define. Interesting. All right, TIL. Today I learned C preprocessor statements they can't just do random line breaks and like you can do the rest of the C. I wonder though why if that creates problems with length, but it's 74 and I think length size ideally do 72, but it goes up to 80, right? Nope. Look at these lines. What is this? Okay, that's 86. I think we're fine. Alrighty. So let's go back. Let's do make. Okay. Okay, so we do source Emacs, Q, init. Okay, that's the line, and we're gonna do this. All right. So now we have Emacs here. So let's go ahead and start IAM, our interpreter, and let's see if we can get that variable toolkit theme, okay? So, symbol name, toolkit, no, it should be toolkit theme. Okay, it's dark. If I swap to light mode, let's try this again. Okay, symbol name, toolkit theme. Oops. Okay, light. Okay, that worked. And let me see in the messages buffer if we got messages. I didn't see any messages though. Let me see. Light, dark, no messages. Let's make sure we actually have a hook that should be triggering messages. Okay, cool. Toolkit theme toggle functions, which last I checked is the appropriate name for it. Let's see. Lambda dark mode P concordinate. No, I don't think it's dark mode P anymore though, right? It's more complicated than that. Okay, it should just be dark or light. You know what might be happening is symbol name on it. No, it should still be symbol name. What we should actually call this is theme name, right? Actually, replace string, and that should be dark mode P with theme name. Okay, cool. That should be fine. So now we need to double check if theme name, the toolkit theme toggle functions. Toolkit theme toggle functions. Okay, that looks good. The question is why that wasn't triggered. Let's see. Okay, let's try this again. Unable to create email user directory. I wonder if that means something's wrong. All right, let's go ahead and see. We have the messages buffer. And just to be safe, let me go ahead and add that hook again. Call test.el. Okay, so we evaluated that, right? Mixing lexical binding, but that's just a warning. That shouldn't create any problems. So let's do dark, light, messages. Okay, cool. Theme name true, theme name no. It's not good. It should be light and dark. So we have to double check why that's the case. Let's try this again. Dark, light. Okay, cool. Let's get back into the source code and figure out why why it's just doing a true or false. Because see, look at right here. We do an intern of the symbol. True or false. Oh, I see. We don't, it should just be V toolkit theme. That's what I'm viewing here. Cool. It should just be V toolkit theme. Okay. And GTK util, same thing. This should just be V toolkit theme. And now that will be a string instead of a boolean, which is what we wanted, because initially we had this idea that we were only going to have dark and true or false basically if it was on dark mode, but now we actually have a real theme system. Okay. I'm going to eval this buffer. Go to the messages. Cool. So let's go ahead and give this a shot. Dark mode. True. That's not a good sign, right? Oh, I didn't recompile, did I? Let me do this again. Okay, let's do this again. Cool. So let's go to messages. Okay, so we got messages here, and we will go ahead and eval that buffer just to be safe. Eval buffer. Okay, cool. So now we have messages. So now let's go ahead and toggle. Light, dark, bam, we're in a good spot. Okay, I think we're getting to the point where we need to just start documenting what we have done. Cool. Oh, shoot. Once again, I forgot to undid the white space hook, so I need to undo that again. Okay, let's do the toolkit theme again. Okay, cool. Let's do the same thing here. We're going to go to undo tree visualize. Cool. And let's just sanity check that again, just to make sure I didn't break anything. Cool. So we do this, we do source, we do test el, we do eval buffer, and then we will do dark, light. If you see in the mini buffer, it says the theme. Okay, cool. We're looking good now. Okay. So I should note the fact that we will eventually possibly expand the variable name to other toolkit variables or other toolkit themes in the future. Right? Because right now it's just dark and light, and Windows and GNOME have that in common, but in the future it might be different. When the toolkit theme is set on PGDK or Win32 builds, toolkit theme toggle functions is called. Correct. Result is stored in var toolkit theme as either symbol dark or light, but may be expanded to future toolkit symbols in the future. Okay, I like that. That looks good. Okay. Let's see. Then on lispframe.el, we create a toolkit theme toggle functions. Abnormal hook run when the system theme is toggled. Functions on this hook are called with one argument. Non-nil if dark. Okay, that's no longer true. With the theme name as a symbol. Light or dark. Abnormal function hook runs when the system theme is toggled. Functions on this hook are called with the theme name as a symbol, light or dark. Okay. Once again, I don't know if eLisp needs to hide that, but I don't know. If define PGDK and have G settings, or it's defined as Windows NT, you create a var called toolkit theme with the variable toolkit theme and a doc, the current toolkit theme, either a symbol light or the symbol dark, reflecting the system's current theme preference. This variable is updated automatically when the system theme changes. The system is only available on PGDK and MS Windows builds. I wonder if this dash is a canonical way to discuss. Yeah, look at it's backtick and then single quote, right? So let me do that for this. Okay, that's the canonical way to reference those variables is the backtick and a single quote to close it. Messing up on my keyboard right now. Backtick, single quote, backtick, single quote. Awesome sauce. Let's see, backtick, single quote, backtick, single quote. Cool, that looks good. Then frame, either symbol is light or symbol dark, reflect the system. The system is updated automatically when the system theme changes. That's wonderful. Toolkit theme, intern. Update the toolkit theme variable. This looks good. You know what's interesting about wprem is I think last we checked it on the Windows documentation that it is a kind of integer. I don't know if it can actually be typecast to a string. Well, it doesn't matter if the message has it. What matters is... Okay, look, we check if it's truthy, and if it's truthy, it's dark. If not, it's light, which I guess is okay. So its dark mode is truthy, which is the original implementation we did. So I think that's okay. Okay. The one concern we need to address from the maintainers was that I might not be doing this in the correct spot. Okay. Okay. We cannot call a list from that place. See below. Lastly, I was confused how I should name the abnormal hook, as the document suggests that sometimes you won't have clinic guides here. Reading the list manual. Note the last sentence. That was a dumb mistake on my part for not reading the documentation correctly. So symbols in news like single quotes. Also, GNU standards frown on Win32. We use MS Windows instead. That's fine. This cannot work in the Win32 build because the Win32 apply theme is called from a separate thread which handles Windows GUI system processes. We cannot call lists from that thread. What is needed is to send a message to the main, aka list thread, using post message, and then handle that message in W32 read socket, which runs in the main thread. You'll probably need to invent it. Okay, we did that. Okay, I think we're actually in a good spot. Now we're gonna have to do that annoying thing where, let me just do one more sanity, recompile. Cool. Okay, I think we're actually in a good spot for this patch. The one thing we have to do that's really annoying is we need to write something like this. Okay. Okay. Dark mode toggle hook. Okay, that's still the name of the thing. That's fine. Add toolkit theme toggle. You know what? One thing I need to make sure about is if we have the news convention correct about backslash or backticks. Yeah, it looks like it in my opinion. And he didn't do single quote. He did. Okay, I'm gonna go with that formatting because I don't know if we need to do single quotes or backticks, but I don't think it matters too much. Okay, cool. Add toolkit theme var and toolkit theme toggle functions abnormal hook. Okay, it's a little long. Add toolkit theme bar and toolkit theme toggle functions hook. I think that's good. Okay. Oh shoot! I forgot to add all those comments. So let me reset real quick. You know, I'm wondering if wprem is actually supposed to be a pointer. That's why it's an integer. But I think that's how it would work, right? But I'm not using it correctly. But once again, my C is a little rusty. Okay, cool. Let's try this again. Add toolkit theme and var and toolkit theme toggle functions hook. Okay, so now we have to add all this stuff, which is kind of annoying, but let's go through it. Document toolkit theme and toolkit theme toggle functions. Okay, cool. Oh, did it automatically do that? That's interesting. If so, yeah, I did. Okay, cool. I don't have to worry about line breaks while writing this. Okay, so what's the change we made on frame EL? Let's see, Lisp frame EL. The toolkit theme toggle, abnormal hook run when the system run is toggled. Add, let's see. Add toolkit theme toggle functions. Okay, I think that's good enough for that. So then in source frame.c, we have add toolkit theme elisp variable for, I'll just add it. I don't need to put anything more than that, right? Cool. I think that's described. And then for this, we can say gtk util c source gtk util c. And then what we want to say is for xg update dark mode for all displays. And that should be a function, right? Set toolkit theme and call toolkit theme toggle functions. Okay, I think that's an accurate portrayal of what we did there. And you could probably copy that description for source w32fns.c. And where does this occur? This occurs in W32 apply to theme. W32 apply, is that one word? Apply theme. Set toolkit theme and send WM Emacs toggle toolkit theme to Lisp thread. Okay. Source FNS. Set toolkit theme and send WM Emacs toolkit theme message to Lisp thread. Okay, cool. We're good there. Source, and this is W32 term.c, and this is in W32 read socket. What's the best way to say you received the message? I'll just say receive WM Emacs toggle toolkit theme message and set toolkit theme. You know, I need to probably be a little bit more picky about this, right? And set toolkit theme and call toolkit theme toggle functions. Okay, that's correct. And then W32H. Source W32 term.h. Okay, declare. Let me see, how do we H files look? Declare WM Emacs toggle toolkit theme. Cool. Okay, cool. So add toolkit theme var and toolkit theme toggle functions hook. Add toolkit theme var and toolkit theme toggle functions hook. Document toolkit theme and toolkit theme functions. Add toolkit theme functions. Add toolkit theme eList variable. So one thing I think maybe we need to revisit is, why do we declare toolkit theme toggle functions in eList code, but then we declare the toolkit theme eList variable in C code? Yeah. We might need to save this for later. Let's call this, what's it called? Theme commit message, and we'll deal with that later. But I think that's one thing I realize I just maybe doesn't make sense, is we declare a def var here, but then we declare this toolkit theme functions here. Let me see. Let's see if I see any functions declared here. So here, look, they declare one right here. Okay, I think we need to move the eLisp one to here, because it doesn't actually make sense that sometimes we declare things in eLisp and sometimes we declare it here. So I think this would be as good a place as any. It's just a def var like anything else, right? I wonder if, looks like it's not declaring this symbol. In a way that's generic enough, now that I notice. So for instance, well look, toolbar mode has Qt, no, that's true now, not Qt, the toolkit. Let me see, we may need to to refactor some of this as I'm writing this. I'm realizing that I think we did some things a little bit awkwardly. So I wonder if those symbols need to be, if you got symbols like auto light, auto raise, border color, border width. I don't know if those make any more sense than ours. Like force. Force is a symbol. Okay, we're gonna keep the symbol names the same. Okay, so I think what we really want to do let's do the same thing here. Toolkit theme toggle functions. But I think maybe you can declare it in frame.c because you need it there now, right? Because we don't actually care about calling it abnormally from Lisp, right? We want this vToolkit theme here for our purposes. Yeah, but like vToolkit theme. Where is vToolkit theme declared? We might just go through with the patch because now that I look at it, I think part of the reason is I don't think we have the same level of manipulation of this variable. We just kind of intern it from GTK util C because we don't need it around, right? So I'll see what the Emacs maintainers say because I don't know if it's okay to put this variable here. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna go back to what we were doing. I don't think I should. Okay. Let me just sanity build real quick. It builds. Okay. Try this again. Add toolkit theme var and toolkit theme toggle functions hook. The news documents toolkit theme and toolkit theme toggle functions. The frame add toolkit theme toggle functions. Add toolkit theme eList variable. XG set toolkit theme and call toolkit theme toggle functions. Set toolkit theme and send Emacs toggle toolkit theme message to thread message eList thread. Declare Emacs toggle toolkit theme. Receive Emacs toggle toolkit theme message and set toolkit theme and call toolkit theme toggle functions. We're gonna go for it. All right. Cool. So now let's go ahead and make a patch. Okay. Make class get commit into patch. Emacs contributing. Okay, they have a specific way they like the format, the patch. I'm trying to remember. Git format patch master. Okay, what's that? Okay, cool. Let me pull the latest master. Pull origin master. Checkout, dark mode, toggle hook. There's been a lot of changes since I last pulled. Okay, git format patch master. Cool. And now let's see what our patch looks like. What was it called? 001. Once again, the reason we're putting one declaration in eLisp and the other in C is because the one in C we actually manipulate, right? Whereas we intern the one in Lisp. We intern the one in Lisp. And it checks if the function is bound and everything. Cool. See, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have. Once again, I called Lisp from C. I need to redo this. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. So I've removed that mistake. Let's make sure we're not doing any more eLisp from the wrong variable. Let me eliminate some of these comments too. I think they're a little superfluous. Cool. So all we do is set the param and send the message, and that's all that should do there. And here is where this happens, and this. Cool. Okay, cool. I cleaned up the patch. Let's just do a sanity check real quick to make sure everything compiles. What's going on? Am I on master? Get status. I'm on master, so I don't know why this should be taking so long. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing the full compile. We probably don't need to do a full compile. I was just being careful. Okay. Toolkit theme dark mode P. Okay, let's try this patch again. Oops, I didn't save anything. Okay, I've updated the message accordingly. Let me do a quick sanity check. Source Emacs Q. Okay. Source test EL. Awesome. Let's do an eval buffer. Well, actually, before we do that, let's do IM and let's do symbol name toolkit theme. Perfect. And then we'll do an eval buffer real quick. And then we can switch over to messages and then just double check this works. Perfect. Okay, cool. We're good for this patch. Okay, cool. To add toolkit theme var and toolkit theme toggle functions, help document toolkit theme toggle functions, add toolkit theme toggle functions, add set toolkit theme and call toolkit theme toggle function, send EWM Emacs toggle toolkit theme message to list thread. Okay, I think this is it. Okay, cool. Try creating that patch again. When the theme is set on PGK or 132 builds, result is stored in a var as symbol var deck may be expanded into future toolkit symbols. A normal hook run when the system theme is toggled. Functions on this hook are called with theme symbol var. The toolkit theme symbol light only variable on PGK builds. Intern dark mode P. Then we set the variable and we call the hook with that variable. In this case, we just send a message with wparam dark mode P. We have the WMX Emacs toggle toolkit, then we do WM Emacs toggle toolkit theme, set the theme, call the variable, and then we, okay, wow. It took a while, but we're all there. All right, let me go ahead and boot up Thunderbird. Hi Eli, I have made a few changes to the patch. Hey Eli, I have made a few changes to the patch. I have moved Lisp calling to the appropriate thread on Windows. I have also created a variable. I am okay if the first time the Windows hooks are called if there are no hooks to be called. I've also created a variable. I have generalized this feature from dark light to toolkit theme. I should say dark mode P, the toolkit theme. I have added a variable that stores the last result of a toolkit theme read. I have moved eLisp calling to the appropriate thread on Windows. I have moved eLisp calling to the appropriate thread on Windows. I'm okay with the... Thanks. Thunderbird does these line breaks is very weird to me, but it's fine. Lastly, given that I do not have a Windows development environment, I cannot test the Windows code. I am willing to drop the Windows code and just worry about my Linux, about the PGK code, but I did think it was worth a try to do a first draft of it for a Windows contributor so that our implementations would be cross-platform. All right, let me attach this patch. Sometimes I write these grand emails and then I forget to actually attach the patch. So it's called 001 add toolkit theme var. Okay, sweet. (001 add toolkit theme var), and that was created 809. That is correct, right? 001 add toolkit theme var. Okay. Hi Eli, I have made a few changes to the patch. I have generalized this feature from dark mode P to toolkit theme. I have added a variable that stores the last result of a toolkit theme read, making this value available on boot. I have moved eLisp calling to the appropriate thread on Windows via a new message, and then I'm okay if the first time the Windows hooks are called if there are no hooks to be called. Lastly, given that I do not have a Windows development environment, I cannot test the Windows code. I'm willing to drop the Windows code and just worry about the PGK code, but I did think it was worth a try to do a first draft of it for a Windows contributor so that our implementations would be cross-platform. I think this is good. All right, we have finished this patch until we get feedback for it later, so that's good. How long has this stream lasted? Let me see. I don't know if there's a timer on the YouTube interface. Either way, I think we're in a good spot for tonight. I need to figure out what we're gonna do after this patch is done. I wanna probably build I think I'm building a GNOME Adwaita app from scratch. Let me show you one I was working on. I don't know if I'm gonna go anywhere with it because I don't know if I play Go anymore, but I had made, using Vala and Claude, a simple wrapper for GNU Go that could eventually be a Go client, as in Go, the East Asian board game. I'll show you that. Cool. So, as you can see, it's pretty simple. I was thinking that maybe, as you can see, it's kind of buggy. Maybe we can continue that. The problem is I just don't really play Go as much anymore, so it's not a tool I personally would use. And I think it's best if developers write tools that they themselves would use. So it's something I got to think about. But I do want to get a little bit more on the GNOME side of things. I think it's a little bit more accessible than the Emacs side of things or Lisp side of things. Although I'm going to continue to do that because I am a maintainer of a few Emacs packages and I do contribute to Emacs, particularly around GNOME support. So I will figure that out later, what I want to stream on the GNOME side, but I do want to find a cool project. Haven't quite figured out what that project will be, but I'm sure we can think of something really cool. Pity didn't get through the rest of the album, right? I think there's a few smaller songs here. Alright, I think that's it for tonight. I will hopefully be on... I gotta think, if we get response back from the Emacs contributors, maybe in the next few days we can address those and try to get this merged. Once this is merged, we can go to GNOME work. I just gotta figure out a good app idea, so if somebody wants to comment with a app idea of what we could build that maybe the GNOME ecosystem is missing, that'd be really cool. I'm kind of a nerd for music players, and I like how simple and minimalist the GNOME music player is. So maybe it'd be cool to add something to that, but like, kind of has everything covered, right? Albums, artists, playlists. You know, what else do you really want? Somebody on the GNOME subreddit posted a Spotify if it was libadwaita, and that looked really cool. Same time, it's just like, I don't know how I feel about making a open source interface to a proprietary service. I guess there's some value in that, but it seems kind of weird to me. So I don't know if it's something I necessarily want to do. On the GNOME subreddit, though, we did get some people who said they were interested in promoting this stream on the GNOME social media, which is cool. But I think the stream is a little bit young and immature right now, as I'm still figuring things out, and you know, this is one of the few times this thing hasn't crashed before the end and all of that. So I think I want to maybe wait a month or something of streaming consistently and having a cool GNOME project I'm working on, and then that'd be cool. We gotta eventually figure out. Claude is just an important part of any engineer's toolkit these days, LLMs, but there is an art to using them, and there's also an art to using them on a stream, and I don't know if anyone's figured that out yet, but like at the end of the day, like, you don't want to watch me stumbling through documentations for 3-4 hours to figure something out, or asking people on IRC for 3 or 4 hours. We want an LLM to do the first draft, and then we take it from there, and we use good judgment in what needs to happen next. I think LLMs are interesting because if you're a bad coder, they might code better than you. But in my opinion, if you're a good coder, experienced in a code base or code bases in general, you're just not going to be super happy with the first version Claude does. And sometimes it's easier, maybe just a boomer, to just jump in and do some surgical strikes to clean up the code. But we'll see. I know some GNOME projects are kind of, they don't like LLM contributions, which is fine. We'll respect anyone that does, which is why maybe the move is I make my own app where people don't have to get weirded out if I'm using LLM on it, and then that app can be a learning